In a world where men often walk alone, who do they turn to for answers? Being male is a matter of birth, but being a man is a matter of choice. This is the dawn of something phenomenal. Fathers, sons, brothers, from the daily grind to the battles within. This is where real stories are told. A place where the silent struggles are given a voice, where the unspoken truths are laid bare. No holds barred. Brace yourself. This is Men on Record. It's more than just talk. It's a man thing.
Tenth day of July 2026, a beautiful Friday evening it is, and yes, Wanaswahili wanasema ukisikia imelia wanasemanga vipi kuhusu mbiu ulioisikia? Ndio hivyo. Ukisikia imelia unajua kuna jambo, na ambayo imelia na kudhihirisha kuwa kuna jambo la wazee ambalo litakuwa linazungumziwa jioni hii ya leo.
Hii majizi ilikuwa siku ya Kiswahili duniani.
So I'm trying as hard as I can. But anyway, good evening and welcome. This is Men on Record, a beautiful, beautiful time that we will be having as we are discussing real things, real issues affecting real people, real men. And we are live across all our social media platforms, and tell a man to tell a man to tell another man that it is time for Men on Record. My name is George Gishoro, and of course tonight, as we are looking at this very important conversation, we are here to unpack real conversations that are affecting men in this modern society that we are living in. And tonight we are talking about this society assignment that has been given to us as men, and it is all about, as a man, yours is to provide shelter, provide school fees, provide food, provide security. You are to provide solutions, and you are also to provide stability. That and much, much more is expected of you as a man. And while provision is an honorable responsibility, tonight we are going ahead to ask ourselves, this is a very uncomfortable but very necessary question. Is that all a man is worth? And if a man loses his job, if business collapses, if sickness limits his ability to earn, if retirement comes, does he stop being valuable? Have we reduced men to wallets instead of seeing them as human beings created in the image of God? That is the conversation we are having this evening. And so a warm welcome to each and every one of you from wherever you are tuned in from. And I'm not alone in studio, having amazing, amazing gentlemen who will be helping us unpack this conversation. Far left is my amazing co-host, Favored Frank. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great.
Nakucheki?
Kabisa.
Uko sawa?
Yuko salama. Everything all right.
Ni Friday.
It's a Friday. We go easy. And just having some fun.
Definitely.
So as we have fun, we talk about our issues.
Oh yes.
As men.
Oh yes.
Because before tuende kutazama mechi.
Nakwambia.
Si we tuzungumze mawili matatu.
Na mambo mechi mzito pia, lakini before kwanza tunazungumzia masuala mawili matatu ambayo yanagusa huyu mwanaume.
Very true.
So far so good in terms of your World Cup teams.
So far so good.
Umekuwa na uchungu sana when I mentioned that Morocco went home, ukasema wacha waende. Nikashindwa, these are Africans.
But we have also Africans in France. So in fact, the rest of the team, almost the rest of the team, they're black.
So you're trying to say that France is more African.
More African. Hata wenyewe walikataa, hata tunakumbuka. Wamesema juzi. That
we are not there to represent Africa.
Not Africa.
No.
We represent Morocco first.
Okay.
Yeah. Like before, maybe later on, we'll be tutadadavua zaidi just to understand a little more about, World Cup and what you should expect in the few coming days.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And this conversation, it's not all about, trying to trivialize provision.
No.
It is a point to, know where provision is and, of course, the identity of a man. Many a times it is that a man has been told that you are the provider. You need to provide. So many times we want to draw our identity from that provision. So tonight we want to unpack and see, what does God say I am, just beyond the provision? So remember, we are live on our YouTube channel, that is at Hope TV Kenya, at Hope FM Live, and of course on our FM page, that is Hope FM Live, and of course the YouTube channel at Hope FM Live as well. Favored Frank, George Gishuru, across all the social media platforms. We invite you to be part of this conversation. And of course, 0708 222 323 on WhatsApp, 0717 400 555, and of course 20933 on SMS. We'll be so glad to engage with you tonight.
And we are not alone in studio this evening. And helping us unpack this very important conversation is a psychologist. He is a lecturer. He is an author, a family life expert from Pan Africa Christian University. He's been here a couple of times. He's been a friend of Hope, a friend of ours as well. And every time we host him, we have a lot of fun, a lot of laughter.
On and off air.
On and off air. On and off air, he's just good vibes through and through. And so help us in welcoming Dr. Arthur Shikanda. Karibu sana daktari.
Asante.
And it's good to have you.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Karibu sana.
And I like the conversation.
Yes.
Men, this time we have therapy.
Yes.
Football is very therapeutic.
It's therapy.
But now
it's
when
therapy.
it ends,
of course, they'll need the counselor now.
Ikiisha.
Inatupatia shughuli. You know, like actually many men are going back home early. A few of them are meeting in joints. But many families will confirm and testify that this World Cup brings the men home early. And at least there is a male figure in the house. Even though they are saying nothing.
But at least he's seated somewhere.
Sitting somewhere.
Presence.
So this is a good conversation. It's a good time for us to talk about it.
Awesome. Karibu sana daktari. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Maybe a brief introduction for someone who is interacting with you for the very first time.
I am Arthur Shikanda. I'm a lecturer by profession. Maybe I would say a counseling psychologist by profession. And a pastor by calling, a theologian by training. I'm very passionate about trying to develop and talk about men to see we can learn from our mistakes, what we can do better, to improve. Because the things are changing. The things are changing so fast. And as they keep on changing, the female gender is moving faster. But then we are wondering, where is the man? And who, other than us, would talk about ourselves and see what else we can be able to do differently. So that's why I'm here. Those who are listening to us, I'm here. And let's have a good conversation.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right. Great.
Thank you.
You know, you're talking about true worth of a man.
Yes.
Who am I beyond this microphone, for instance? Myself. Who am I? Because many other times a man would want to, tie their identity to what they do, their titles, what exactly, who am I in the society? And when this title is stripped off, this man begins to wonder.
Who am I?
Mimi ni nani, by the way? And then shortly after, some get into depression because what defined me is no longer there. So where should this man get their identity? Because I know this is very critical for every man listening in right now.
The worth.
The worth.
Worth, basically, how I understand it is, who am I? Besides being the male gender, what am I worth for? And so you'll find that even among us, like my former classmates, when I meet with them after many years, the first thing they ask, what do you do? Now it's like
so they know if they can respect you or not.
It's like I am defined and valued by what I do. And then what I do also, when I get to, I am the so and so in such a corporate organization, I'll develop some pride also in introducing myself so. But if I've lost my job, I have lost my status, then even coming out, if I see somebody that I knew, sintajanga, nitapiga kona. So this is something we need to have a conversation, just to find out. where did this begin?
Yeah.
Because honestly, nobody told the man. I checked the scripture. I have looked at what other people have written.
Yes.
There is nowhere where the man is written as a provider.
Yeah.
Actually, we can reason and even invite some of the theologians out there wachambue Biblia kuanzia kwa Genesis mpaka wakati Paul aliandika. Watuelezee where is it written?
Yes.
That the man is the provider.
Provider.
If you ask people, unasikia nakwambia that's the way it has always been. That is, it's a tradition.
Yes.
But truly, you can be doing the wrong thing over and over until it becomes a truth.
Somebody said when a lie is told many times.
Many times,
it eventually feels like, the truth.
It is the truth.
So I think just at that point, George Gishuru, something coming up next Friday.
Friday.
You'd want to talk about this shortly, George, because...
Yes.
Football
next week, actually, as you said, therapy. And next, because as you said, football becomes a therapy for so many of us as men, because now we can be able to resonate with something or even with other people who are following this football. But then again, how do we, or rather, where do we draw the line? So next week on Friday, we are having that show, Men on Record. Yes, and we will be talking about men and football.
Men and football.
Especially
wow.
Men and football.
That's a big one.
That's amazing.
Men and football. And we'll be having two guests who will be helping us unpack that, because it is such a big one. Men and football, because we find solace in football. We
identify.
Exactly.
And then there is the therapeutic component of it.
Yes.
When I shout, when I scream, when I express my emotion, that's the first time you will see a man expressing the emotion inside the house.
Oh,
like yesterday at Morocco will disappoint don't disappoint and then the children also know, Dad also gets disappointed. And that is where the therapy part of it comes. It gives us an opportunity to express our feelings, our frustrations, our challenges, and failures at that particular time.
Very true.
So that is the conversation next week on Friday. So you cannot afford to miss that one. Back to our conversation this evening. And you asked a very pertinent question. Where did this notion come from that a man should be the provider? As we have said, we are not trivializing in any way, the responsibility. But then again, beyond this provision, and you ask a very good question, when did it start? And for me, growing up and even listening to, uncles, grandparents and all, they would say, but our forefathers used to do. And wives would be left, mothers would be left back at home. To take care of the home, but it is the men who would go out to hunt and to gather.
But they never unpack that.
But
they don't unpack that because why were they going to hunt? They would, because the masculinity to chase the animal, to kill it, skin it, then lift it and bring it home. The females were not able to do that. But were these women whom they were leaving behind sitting idle?
No.
That is the part they are not telling us. These women were also looking for, what is this meat going to be eaten with?
Hatutakula nyama tupu.
So there was like a kind of a shared responsibility. But maybe somewhere, somehow, when things began to change, and the hunting was now taken out, and the white-collar jobs and different things began to happen.
So the modern day hunting.
In the modern day, the modern day hunting, which now brought in even the female gender. They also began to hunt, but that dichotomy of a man becoming a provider, it was not changed. We have remained fixated there. And that is the conversation we need to have and say, how do we bring our sisters? Then how do we change the mindset of the man? That you are not just a provider. Let me look at it. A provider is like a conveyor belt. Right? Providing emotional support, material support, financial support. So what happens when that belt ikikatika? So unajua, you can be left idle there. After, in fact, even the family, you lose value.
Yes. Yeah.
People look at you just like nothing. Unaambia toka hapa, nataka kufagia hii nyumba.
Si utembee, si ufike hata kwa shopping center, tembea kwanza. Wanaume wako nje, wewe bado umekaa hapa.
Belt imekatika.
Yeah.
So when we look at it in that context, we just wonder, things have changed. They are not the same the way we are.
Yeah.
The society now is very different. Our women, our female gender are also going out there, and they are bringing in something. In fact, personally, we can even go back even to the scripture. And when you look at even Proverbs, that woman,
Actually, she's the one who is actually going out there.
She's the one who goes out.
Yes.
Adam was told in Genesis chapter 2 verse 15. And my strong theologians, I believe people like Professor Koech, Dr. Moenga, Dr. Rutere, my colleagues at Park University, those are theologians. They can come in and give us the exegesis, hermeneutics of that scripture. Adam was told in Genesis chapter 2 verse 15, you will work. But that working did not include feeding Eve.
But you see, now that you mentioned that, and we bring it now into our conversation, Daktari, because I believe for so many people, the misconception and the misinterpretation, should I say, I'm not a theologian, is that what you have really mentioned, that you will work. And so when God is telling Adam that you will work, our interpretation is that you will provide. And so that is why so many people, men included, we have taken upon ourselves that because tuliambiwa kazi mtachapa, it means you provide. But that is not really...
No, that's not the real thing.
Yeah.
That's not the real thing. And I think that needs to be unpacked, because when you come back and look at even Ephesians chapter 5, I believe it's verse 23, where Paul ascribed leadership. He gave a structure of authority of leadership in a home. And the mere fact that the man was appointed leader of the family did not mention about being a leader you provide. Let me give an example. President Ruto is the leader of this country. Does he put food on your table?
Kwanza ni zetu taxes.
Sisi tunapeana.
Yangu nashare na yeye. Tunashare na yeye payslip hapa katikati.
Yet he's the father of the nation.
He's the father of the nation.
Yeah.
So we need to sit back and say, can we bring down our ego? Sometimes I die working so hard so that I can prove my masculinity. Prove to who?
And now, for this one, as I prove that I am the man in this house, yet my wife, chances are she earns more than I do. But because of my ego and all, I do not allow any of her money to come into the family budget. That's one. Number two, have you heard the phrase, Mister, your money is our money. My money is my money. And by the way, I salute all women and I salute all ladies out there who have come out to support their husbands, support their families. They go out there and they sit together and they don't care about these,
the pressure,
the
demarcation of
exactly. This is no, for them. This is our family, and I want the very best for my family. So how do we demystify this so that now sikufi pale, yet my wife earns 3 times what I'm earning?
So if at all your worth is measured on the much you bring, so does it mean she's more man
than you?
Actually, the question would be, if she brings in more money, does that diminish your manhood? Does that make you a less man?
No, it should not.
No? Yeah, but in practice, you will find the ego of the man is wounded. The self-esteem goes down.
Fractured,
Anything the wife says in the house, it is like you are targeting me because you have a higher pay or you have a bigger income.
Yes.
So that makes the man feel like, I still need to do anything else to make this woman know I am the provider, I am the man in this, and in the process, let me tell you, we wear ourselves out. we wear ourselves out. So we need to go back and look at it and say, yes, if my wife is any woman that somebody is married to is earning more, am I able as a man to bring my ego down and come and have a honest conversation with this female that I married, and then discuss with her and saying, this is the much I can bring. How much more can you be able to support me on this particular part?
I think because if picking up from Daktari, in terms of if she's willing, because the flip side is there are others who want to shout the loudest. You know, isingekuwa ni mimi, hii familia hata ingekuwa atunge survive. So you wanted us to survive with that meager salary, the meager, and so long as there is respect, so long as there is no arrogance, you know, I don't see any problem, because as you said, it's just a conduit. So God has chosen for this family, it's the wife who will
earning more,
and it doesn't mean that
season.
And it doesn't mean that you are lazy as a man. No, it does not.
You are
mean
still capable. You are still a whole man.
You're still a whole man.
So I think maybe to give it much more perspective. With one, then Daktari, if you can talk of now bringing the perspective, the psychological perspective to it. Why do many men, they want to tie their paycheck, their titles, their worth to their paycheck? Because many other times, like just you've said, when I bring in little, I feel like, hey, I'm a failure.
Na unasikia mimi nimesikia wengine what you have said. It's little. Acha tu nikunywe yote. Unajua
kama ni kidogo iishe tu.
Hii sasa hata nipelekea familia itakula nini?
Watafanyia nini?
Acha nikunywe yote.
Itaonyesha madharau.
Itaonyesha madharau na itaanza italeta shida nyingi nyumbani.
So afadhali niifagilie.
Wacha niifagilie huko nje yote iishe tu. Na marafiki iishe tu. Niende huko nikiwa nimelewa, sitaulizwa. Why? As Frank is asking.
Part of it is the way we are socialized, right from the beginning. You find the way in a family where we have a girl and a boy, the way the boy child is socialized is told, you are a man, you are strong, you shouldn't cry, you are supposed to support your sister, you are the security, you are the protector. So we grow up with that mindset.
So how we've been cultured?
The way we have been cultured, and it stays with us sometimes even unconsciously. It's not like I'm doing this deliberately. Unconsciously I'm feeling like, because my wife is the one providing, oh my, I just wonder what she's thinking about me. What the children are thinking about me, then that means I am a failure. So psychologically, you find this man becomes very irritable. Little things, throw tantrums, yani sasa anataka kutoa ile masculinity yake,
now to prove,
sauti yake approve kwamba mimi ndio jogoo iko hapa, kwa kuikia kila mtu just kiovyo ovyo kwa nyumba. Irritability, sometimes some of them will be withdrawn, and it is during that moment of withdrawal that is the most dangerous, the one now you are saying. When we go back into our cocoons, then we look for what can help us to mitigate the emotional pain, and that is when we go either for the bottle or other drugs to keep us to kill that emotional pain. Even the little you would have invested or used it somewhere, inapotea hivyo. So issues of anxiety and depression,
they stem from that.
They stem from that particular perspective. Just the feeling like, I am now not worthy. I am actually nothing.
Less of a man.
But then I think you had asked another question. Why? What could we do about it? We those who are doing what you call premarital counseling. Premarital counseling, we have been trying to shift that. As you know, Park University is known for a very strong background of marriage and family therapy and counseling psychology. So premarital counseling is what will now help unpack that to prepare this man in the counseling session.
And even the woman.
Both of them, because they will be there. Because you can prepare the man and the woman will prepare. Poke holes into what you are doing. So when they are both there, you drill them. Then when you see gaps, you send this one away. Then you remain with this one. You drill that one until they begin to see things in the proper perspective.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, the churches are doing a good thing, providing what you call pastoral counseling.
Yes.
But I encourage every pastor who is intending to unite or bring together any couple, always refer them to see a professional psychologist.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many men who lose especially they lose either jobs, businesses crumble, or they are no longer able to financially provide for their families. And I remember this was also tackled when we had the live event. In terms of, as a man now, I'm looking at my family, and I sympathize with them.
My children.
They deserve a better daddy. Naangalia wife nasema, hey, my wife.
And they deserve a better husband.
You deserve a better husband.
Oh, my.
Oh, you know, I have let them down.
Yeah.
Why is it that there are things that are beyond me? Because like now when, I'm not saying it will happen, I'm told, you know what, Gigi, it's been real by Hope Media. Your services are no longer needed. Now, when I go home, I'm the affected and all, but I'll be the first to go and apologize to my wife.
I've failed you.
I have failed you, and it was beyond my control.
Absolutely.
Why is it that we wear such, heavy burdens on our shoulders?
I think it's ego. The male ego is something that needs to be tamed, actually.
Yeah.
Because I will always feel like it is my responsibility, it is my duty. And because I am now no longer able to do that, then I begin to feel like I am a failure. I have let my wife down, I've let my children down. Yet, if you came to terms and put the cards on the table, like he's saying, it's my employer who chose to send me home. So what else could I have done? If we can come now and say, remove the ego, that masculinity component, and put it on the table and say, and begin to jiite mkutano. Kwanza wewe, si atu uende upeleke mkutano kwa familia yako. Jiite mkutano mwenyewe, counsel yourself, reason with me, and say, I lost my job, not for my own doing. No. And now I have, like, I think, is it Kraitu Murungi who said one time that mwanaume mmeru akiwa anatoka kwa starehe zake huko and then akianguka kwa mtaro, ubaki huko, unaamuka, unatoa koti, unapunguza vumbi, unavaa, unatembea, unaendelea na safari. So that will give you an opportunity to restructure. Just the same way if you begin a business and it collapses. You stay there whining over that business. No. You come up and say, what is plan B? What else can I be able to do? Must I just be employed? And then when we connect that to the show you hosted as the last time we were here with that financial guru,
Pius,
no, this, we the men, planning beyond the employer. Pius really, he put something on the table that I'm really looking forward to meeting this man again. He made me calculate some figures which I didn't show him.
I left you with many questions.
Many questions, yes. You mean I can make all this?
Yes.
And be able to live comfortably thereafter. This is some of the information the men we need to psycho-educate ourselves on. Then we prepare for uncertainties. Because the responsibility, if the responsibility of provision is on my shoulder, then I should plan for tomorrow. I eat a shilling, I save one.
All right.
Akiba hayozi.
Hayozi kabisa. Itakusubiri mbele. Amazing. So, you're talking about that. I'm just thinking of when this man is going through the tough times, the retrenchment, the job loss, like Gigi has mentioned. And now this man is trying to battle a number of things. The pressure from family, the pressure from wherever. Maybe from the business side, there's pressure and all that. So, why is it important? Why do many men actually struggle to seek help? Because sometimes when it's overwhelming Gigi, I need to reach out and say, hey bro, ni kubaya man. We can have one or two, conversations and, everything cools down. Why do many men struggle to, seek help?
Huyo bro atakuwa ni mgani? huyu.
Mimi akiniletea hiyo story nasema bro
Nitamweka hope, nitamweka kwa news.
Namwanika. Nasema there's this friend of mine. Kazi alipoteza huyu
ako chini.
And actually that has been one of the biggest undoing for us men. Sharing our challenges.
Yes.
In fact, when a man opens up, like those even who come for counseling, couple counseling, you'll find the man saying, "We mwanamuke weenda." Then the woman would come. Then you realize that the things she's dealing with, the husband must be brought in. When you call in, the husband says, "No, that one is the one who knows everything." Once you deal with her, you finish with her. Mwambie tu atakuja anisaidie.
Yes.
So what we are saying basically is, why is a man afraid of seeking for help?
Yes.
We were not wired to share our conversations or issues that are bedeviling us. Right from the way we were cultured.
Yes,
Going all the way, mwanaume ni kukaa ngumu. Na hiyo kukaa ngumu ndio conversation kama hii yenye tuko nayo. Tunataka sisi, let the men come out.
Yes.
Identify somebody, like useme tu we ndugu umwendee kila mtu, in fact watakutoroka. Wakati previously wale watu walikuwa wanauza insurance when men were men those other days. Ungesikia mtu anakuja na briefcase anajua mtu insurance, unamhepa. Unamhepa. So when you hear of a man who comes to you all the time whining and crying and unasikia hata wanaanza kukusema, wanaanza kukuhepa. Then also wale wenye tunaambiwa, we should take it positively. Sio tuchukue tuanze kusema
we broadcast.
Huyu mwanaume haki unaonanga tu watu. Naonanga tu watu.
Unaonanga tu watu. Ukijua ile inaendelea. Watu wanavaa tu suit wanakaa hapa. Yule usimwone na suit tu hivyo.
Unajua
mwanaume si suit.
Hakuna kitu hapa.
Hakuna kitu hapa.
So we should be vulnerable. Develop a culture of vulnerability. Seek out a man. Seek out a person. And even sometimes one of the challenges men have had even more is when they have even sought audience with the clergy, the pastor, like myself now. Some of us can even go and prepare a sermon illustration. And a man is sitting in there and they hear things like, hii ni mimi. Atarudi church. Ataambia mtu mwingine. So we need to have men also, when another man comes and shares a pertinent matter with you, tafadhali hata wewe pia kaa ngumu.
Because that's vulnerability.
Pray for him. Even you know, sometimes counseling therapy works this way. Even when you have nothing to tell that person, the mere fact that you sat there and they spoke, you listened. Hata ukisema tu, I hear you, I feel you, may God have mercy on you. That alone is therapy.
Mwingine atakuza sasa utadu.
Wewe hii yako bro, hii yako ni ngumu. Ingine nao bro ameomba, tutaomba. Nasikia kwa prayer group, let's pray for brother Frank. He's going through a lot. So from the small group to the main congregation, all of a sudden niko kwa pulpit. Let's remember our brother Frank. He's going through. This is Men on Record right here at Hope Media, and we are talking about the self-worth of a man beyond provision. You can talk to us across all our social media platforms. We are live, Hope FM Live, Hope TV Kenya, and we are live on Facebook, on YouTube as well. And let's keep talking. And this one we will be talking about the same when we are coming back. Lonali Hemo tuned in from Kakamega. Thank you so much, brother Alan K. Wopi. Blessings, men on the panel. I'm loving the show, truly enriching, listening in from Nairobi. This one is very interesting, and we will be addressing it when we are back. Callistus says, 1 Timothy 5:8. Please explain on this verse. Callistus from Umoja. We will be picking it up from there once we are back from this commercial break.
Every day, in cities filled with people, in classrooms filled with dreams, in homes filled with questions, hearts are searching for hope. And in the middle of it all, God is still calling His church to rise, calling believers to live with purpose. calling ordinary people to carry the message of Christ into everyday spaces. Because missions is not just somewhere far away, it is here, in our schools, in our workplaces, in our families, and to the nations of the earth. This is a call to pray, a call to go, a call to make Jesus known. And this August, a generation is gathering to be equipped, empowered, and sent. Welcome to the Missions Conference 2026, under the theme Pray, Go, Harvest, taken from Matthew chapter 9, verse 38, and Psalm chapter 2, verse 8, happening from the 25th to the 29th of August 2026 at Seatam Valley Road. 5 powerful days of worship, prayer, biblical teaching, and missions mobilization. One church, one mission, one response to the call of God. The harvest is plentiful. Lord, send us.
And we are back. Thank you so very much for your company, and welcome back, gentlemen. I think we can pick it up from where Callista's posed. And the First Timothy 5:8 that he is referring to talks to us about anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever.
You read
Anyone.
Oh my God!
Anyone.
Anyone.
Not man.
No, anyone.
Anyone.
Not any man.
And I saw something. You know,
Yes.
some people might think this is an African problem.
Yes.
It's not. I was looking at somewhere on the media, and I saw a man in a supermarket in Europe, somewhere in Europe, and on the T-shirt it was clearly written, "Me and my wife, we have a workshop." And then the message continued and said, "I work, my wife shops." Now you see,
It's a workshop.
that's the workshop.
It's not business.
It's not me. I looked at that thing and I was so surprised. Now, when you come back, and this is the scripture we alluded to at the very beginning of our talk, and we looked at it and said, anyone who does not provide. When you go back, we need to put it into context.
Yes.
What was Paul addressing before? Right?
Yes.
What was the problem that Paul now was addressing? Then he comes here and issues instructions.
Yes.
Then read then thereafter and say...
The context.
Exactly, just to get the context of that.
Yeah.
Because when you look at that scripture, there were some widows. There were some widows who were not being attended to.
Yes.
They were being left without necessary provisions for life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And some of them were told, ukiwa miaka chini ya 60 olewa, na ukijisikia unaweza olewa uishi,
Yes.
unaweza ukapata mzee, and life goes on,
Yes.
and so forth, so on and so forth. So when we look at that and put it into context, and I love what my colleagues here, you have just put it and said, it addressed anyone, and that anyone would include even the female gender.
Yes.
Anyone who does not provide. So the women, they should be listening. They should be listening.
Yeah.
Because like, even when they don't provide for that man,
Yes.
who is a member of their family, they are now also worse than an unbeliever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is all inclusive. It picks up and captures the entire man.
Yeah.
What, I hope we got the context right.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Great. So, Dr. Arthur, I would want to talk about when money is removed, titles, career, education is removed from the equation. How would you define a truly successful man?
A successful man, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when we look at what we call developmental science, we look at a successful man, you can begin to measure your success after the ages of 65 to 75, then 75 to 80, if God allows you to be around, He gives you a bonus. Because you will be looking back at where you have come from is very far.
Yes.
You know, you get it?
Yeah.
Where you have come from is very far. Where you are going is near. So how do you now begin to define your achievement as a man? I'm looking at my children, my own investment, what I've done for the society. When I look back at the impact, like now when we were graduating at Park University, where we had a big opportunity to graduate over 850 graduates from certificate to PhD. And I think Hope FM, Park University is one of the best universities you can ever think of. Any program you want to study, especially from PhD certificate all the way to PhD, different programs, that is the place to go. So we listen, like today the theme was making impact. Making impact means it outlives me. It outlives me in my time during that particular moment. So I'm looking at what have I done with what Hope FM, the services I've rendered here. When I leave Hope FM, would I have mentored? That's number one. Would I have mentored? Like when you go back to your family, when my children, would I have mentored them? Because that achievement is measured in, do you have disciplined children? Do you have children who follow after Christ, pursue Christ, and whose behavior in the society is acceptable, is moderate, and are they able to stand up on their own and walk away from you and still be counted? I think for me, that would be a man that can say they are successful on what you have done with the family and the resources that God put in your hands. But then, we can still stretch that thing further. Because he said, when a man has no money, does he still have value in the house? In fact, when you look at some of the developmental studies that we pursue and teach at the university, the time a man spends with his family, not with money, just spending in the presence of his family. It is said that when a man births a baby, just birthing a baby, you can birth a baby. No, we need to talk about these things so that we are not telling others things you guys cannot do. Mimi nimeona nani amenyamaza, ameona kama I'm going the wrong direction. I do. You birth a baby. I do. You birth a baby. You clothe a baby. You feed a baby. You play with a baby. And also when now they are sitting around and doing their homework, and you know these homeworks these days are very difficult. You may not even have the answers, but just sitting there encouraging them. Developmental scientists who have done what we call longitudinal studies, when they have pursued these children, when now they are adults, those are the people academically, emotionally, behaviorally, in life, they have made it.
You can tell the difference.
And now that is not mama's duty. In fact, if I was in a classroom setting, because attachment theory, a mother, the baby attaches to the mother through the umbilical cord, then comes to the breastfeeding. Then, you know, this skin to skin, mundu ko mundu, washing the baby all through, touching every skin. Connection is very strong. That is what the man is lacking with the family. So does that require money? It doesn't require money. You only need to be there for that child and also develop your own attachment to that child, and things will change.
So
your value will be there.
If I can hear you right, you're saying that emotional availability is as good as
financial, material.
It's just one of...
I know of men, my brothers, I know of men who are... Do they call them? We have a housewife. What about a man?
Houseman. House husband.
House husband.
There are some men who have accepted that as their role. And they are performing them very well. The woman is out there providing, and the man is at home making sure the children are never... Let me tell you, that family, if you step in, you see a family that you love. Unaona tu mwanaume akiwa kwa boma yake na yeye ndiye anashughulika na watoto.
Yes.
Some of the authority that a man brings into the home. Ndio unasikia mwanamke anasema, I just wish baba watoto was here just to hear the voice of them, just the voice.
Dr. Arthur, somebody will say that that's an error.
An error like it.
I saw actually a video of a Kenyan who is now staying in Scotland.
Yes.
A PhD
Professional,
yes. And he was saying, and he's from the western side, and he said for him he actually left his position to stay at home with the kids, two of his kids, and for him he was like, it was such a hard conversation with
the community
back at home. So he was like, even having this conversation with my elder brother was a difficult one, but he said I had to do it because of what he saw when the wife had to go back to work and after maternity and all. And I'm listening and I'm hearing what you're saying, Daktari. But as a society also, have we elevated material things, money, over everything else, so that you have a man who is dedicated in as far as offering everything else except money, but he still looked at in a funny way. Huyu amekaliwa, wewe hauko kazi, so actually it's not a favor whatever you are doing. He's looked at in a very funny way by even relatives.
Some funny lenses.
The community itself. So that I offer presents. If you remember the conversation we had, I offer presents. I offer priesthood. I do all those things, to the very best of my ability and capability. But hakuna shilingi. Hapo sasa si utaanza kusikia stories zingine, wanaume wengine wakienda, huyu anashinda kwa bure, huyu watu wengine kwa hii nyumba.
Sijataja mtu.
Lakini ikiwa kiatu inakutoshea wewe vaa. Why is that the case? That I will give my all. I will bathe this child. I will hang out with these children. I will take them to school and back and all. Yes, I'm a dad and doing that. But still questions will be asked. What are you bringing?
Yeah, I think even why hasn't the same question been applied to a woman who doesn't work, receives from the husband? And of course, I have very little knowledge on economics, which I did a little bit when I was studying accounting. This gross domestic product. Housewives, economists are able to measure the contribution of these housewives who are jobless. If she was not there, you would hire somebody to do your laundry. You would hire somebody to take care of your children.
So you can quantify what she's doing.
Exactly. You can actually be able to quantify that. So if you sat down practically and then came to reason, like the way the Lord will say in Isaiah, come and let us reason. Let's come and let us reason together. You will find that this man, it is the shilling, the work is putting into the home. When you quantify that monetarily, is bringing in a lot. A lot of money. So money, I think it is the way we have come and elevated money. Let's go back to the barter trade. Remember the barter trade where you bring your goat, I give you a sheep or something like that, because you needed a sheep and I had a goat, so we exchange that barter trade. And life goes on. The money, money can buy a lot of things, but it can never bring love in any family. So any family that elevates money, then the second person is the women we marry. We can't just orient the man and bring him out of his cultural cocoon and say, now you need to begin to think differently. We also need to go back to the woman. Because like you said, this woman will also be saying, oh, nakaa hapa aje. Uende pia naye utafutange kama baba Stella. Sana wanakupigia.
Comparison mpaka sasa umeanza.
Umeona mzigo ameingia nayo.
Unaona hata ile gari siku hizi wanapeleka.
Sisi bado hapa tunatumia
paka ipigwe jamba ndio kagari ka. So like we also need to go back to our sisters and say, our wives, we need to, if we have to get a change, then both genders must be brought on the table.
Quick questions here before we even address. There are so many of them. Gigi Tupo learning, so we understand our men better. Pacifica, thank you so very much. I'm really enjoying this topic. Thank you for talking to men in this way. A question. In the context of the topic today, please explain Proverbs 13:22.
We need to read it.
It says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous.
Just before you even proceed, you said
a good person.
A good who?
A good person.
Not a good man. That's where he was going.
Not a good man. It's a good person. And so it's a concerted effort. So if it's an inheritance we are leaving, it should be, as you said, it's a couple.
Yeah.
So we come together because when we bring these things to the table, at the family table, the family budget, it ceases being
it's not personal.
mine. It's now
We are one.
It is ours. We become one.
Yes.
But you see now problem, and Daktari will agree, the biggest challenge we are having, and especially in a good number of our marriages, is that we have married everything else, including our bodies.
Yeah, finances are not.
Except finances.
Finances are never joined.
If you want problem, guza.
Guza
Hiyo mlima hiyo. Hiyo ndio
kuuliza payslip yako, bank yako iko aje?
Hii inakuhusu nini?
Inakuhusu aje?
Umekosa chakula. There is another question here.
Maybe on that inheritance.
Oh, yes.
On inheritance, I think we don't want to look at it just in the context of material. Yeah, inheritance is a lot wider.
Yeah.
It's a lot wider. It can even transcend into spirituality,
values,
behavior, values,
character.
system, character. In fact, for me, that would be the biggest inheritance you can ever leave the child. Because as we said here earlier, before we went on to the show, we were discussing things. You can leave your children some inheritance, and because they were not familiar with what you are doing in that business,
within no time
they squander the whole thing. But if you build character, belief system, value system. Oh my,
it may not be uploaded by the society now. But in the near future, when we are no longer there, or even when we are there, but they are living their own lives,
or even just a good name, human capital.
Why should I leave an inheritance that is, corruptly acquired? I embezzled and have left a huge estate for my children. Another one says, I don't think men don't share their problems, Daktari. Someone says, ask Daktari. And I'm reading everything written. I'm not even sifting. Ask doctor why men share all their crap to side chicks. Isn't that part of sharing their problems?
I think maybe the right way would be not all men. Yule.
Oh, Yule.
That one.
Huyo jamaa. Huyo jamaa.
Yes.
And where you find a man is willing to share their problems, probably with another woman, not even a side chick, maybe a colleague at work, that could also indicate trust issues with the person they are also married to.
Is it a safe space to share?
Exactly. Like maybe at home when you try to open up, it is used against you, right? So you prefer when you go and talk to this other individual, all they are giving you is a listening ear. And then the man feels free now to pour out and out and out. So that means then these persons may need to go for either therapy or they cultivate a culture where the wife can be brought into context and say, allow your man to share their sorrows, their feelings, their emotions, without being judged. In fact, the biggest thing is judging a man. Wewe pia nikulialia tu kama mwanamke.
Wewe ukilia na mimi nilie.
Ukilia na mimi nilie.
Na
wewe ndio mwanaume. Now then the word comes, na wewe ndio mwanaume. So let them allow us also to be vulnerable. The fact that we are masculine, our muscles, in fact, it has been checked and found that women actually could be stronger. You see, this is why when I fall sick kidogo, unapata mimi nalishwa hapo kwa kitanda kama kabebi, karibu hata nioshwe na kabuzwa, you know. And mama is an akona homa lakini she's very busy.
She's all over.
Yes. So she should use the same strength to support this man and understand the man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm being told we have less than 2 minutes to wrap up. I know this conversation should have. We have just scratched the surface, but
there's somebody saying that from Mombasa, Frederick Masai. Boy child hutumika bila kuhurumiwa. Ndio maana idadi yetu day and night it's reducing. So our pressure increases.
I know, but Daktari, as we wrap up, if every young boy in Kenya had one message from us this evening before becoming a man, what would that be? Every young man, especially young boy, before the transition,
formative stages,
exactly. What is that one thing they should go with before becoming men?
I think the values they have learned, and depending on how they have been socialized. Again, we need to unpack and say, when are they becoming young men and when are they walking out? Because the moment a child hits the age of 10 years, they now need to begin to look at life differently. Just like the way Paul said, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I behaved like a child.
Yeah.
But when you reach 10 years, that's the age of what you call adolescent phase of life.
Yeah.
Things have begun to change in their body, predisposing them into masculinity, into now real men. Then that means also their behavior needs to begin to change from utoto to wanting to identify more with a male figure, not necessarily the father, because there are some homes where a father figure could be conspicuously absent. Then identifying with another male figure whom they can look to as a role model, where they can develop their values now going forward.
Great. I think maybe just as we come to an end, George, it's good for Dr. to speak to a man. Maybe what are some that lie? Maybe just one many men have believed. A lie. A capital, I should call it a capital one. Many men have believed about themselves.
I think it's the one we have been talking about, the lie that I must provide for my family.
All right.
That's a big lie.
Yeah.
Because if my wife is earning more, why can't I allow her to put food at a parcel of my family, to put food on the table? And then the other lie is, when I am not able to provide for my family, then I am finished.
I cease to be a man.
I cease to be a man. That is a lie.
Self-worth.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
You should look at yourself in the context of what David said. I am fearfully, I am wonderfully made. My value to this family is not measured on my paycheck.
Yes. So, in other words, our identity is ultimately in Christ.
Absolutely. Christ Jesus.
Yeah.
And there is much more to offer this family over and above provision. God will make a way for you to provide. But over and above that, there are other things.
This is not an excuse for a man who kwenda kulala.
No. Sasa tuseme wanaume pea ati unalala the whole day, the whole night.
I can now resign.
Now I can resign, niende nikae nyumbani.
Si kwa Biblia ambayo tu kugusia imesema mwanaume is in First Thessalonians or somewhere. Asiyefanya kazi
asile.
Dr.
Arthur, thank you so very much. Always a pleasure, always a joy having you join us on set, because full of wisdom, full of knowledge, and also you have a very nice, witty way of passing information. Thank you so much. We appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you also for joining in today's conversation. What a timely conversation for you. In as far as your self-worth is concerned. And every man wants to provide for those that he loves. But tonight we have also discovered that our families, they need more than our salaries, more than our money. They need our wisdom. They need our time. They need our compassion. And also they need our leadership and our hearts. And at the end of the day, people will actually forget what a man earned and the position that he actually occupied. But the one thing they will never forget is the kind of man that he was.
how he made them feel.
Oh, yes.
Amen.
Absolutely.
If you missed today's episode, you can share the link with a man and let them listen in so that also we continue to build a community of men who are called by God, men of valor. Also, we will be having a repeat of today's episode tomorrow, Saturday, from 6 p.m. on Hope TV. God willing, next week, Friday, men and football. I can't wait for this one.
Inibaya.
Awesome. That is next week on Friday. You cannot afford to miss that one. And even as we step out, Spain or Belgium, who carries the day? Belgium. Aya, wacha tunaona 10 p.m. tonight. Been your host. My name is George Kishoro.
They call me Favored Frank. Bye-bye for now.